Friday. It's
5 p.m.
I didn't hiss like I was hoping to. It's 5 p.m. Welcome to the Friday 5 p.m. podcast on a sad week, I should say, because it is the last week that they are brewing at Banks's Brewery up in Wolverhampton. That was a sad thing to see on the BBC.
It was, right? 150 years of history there in Wolverhampton with Banks Brewery. Legendary beers such as Bombardier and I can't remember the other one. Banks Mild.
Well, yeah, I know. I was going to say, like, don't you mean the eponymous world famous Mild?
Yeah. Well, the Mild and obviously Bombardier as well. Yeah, man, it's a shame, isn't it? It's another sort of merger type situation where someone has bought them out, right? And then
is it Bombardier, not Bombardier?
Bombardier. What did I say? I said Bombardier.
I was saying Bombardier. I was like,
I'm a dyslexic man who read an article incredibly quickly, Johnny. So please forgive me.
So what you're saying is you never drank Bombardier?
I've probably been calling it the wrong thing all this time.
Right.
Bombardier,
okay.
A bombardier that's a soldier, isn't it? A kind of soldier.
Yeah.
And what's Bombardier? Is that nothing?
It might be a spirit or something. Bombardier.
Maybe I've invented that word, Johnny. I've just been pronouncing it wrong. I know bombardier as well. I've just called it the wrong thing forever.
It's one of those things where people are going to be screaming at us through their screens or while doing the washing up, saying bombardier is a spirit and Brad's dead fancy.
I just call it two bombies, please, mate. When I'm at the bar.
Two bombies,
Not anymore.
Get round it nicely that way.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the sad news is that Banks's Brewery is closing. Carlsberg Marston's have decided that English heritage does not matter while investing millions in the Carlsberg tour. But as far as we can tell, they will keep brewing there. Sorry, not there, but keep brewing the beers in Burton, we think, which is why I've cracked a bottle of a really great Burton brewery, which is Burton Bridge.
Hey. Look at that. Beautiful,
so this
beautiful.
Is two ex-Cloudwater folks who have bought themselves, well, I don't know whether they own it actually, but they're brewing and running a beautiful pub called the Burton Bridge, and it's a brew pub, and they're making some very exciting beer. I've also got, they very kindly gave this to me at GBBF. We got the SARS P2 Imperial Stout as well, so lots of heritage recipes as well as some modern ones, because this is all out American. We've got crushed mosaic citra at 3.4%. But it's definitely an English kind of.
Let's have a look at that bottle again, Johnny. The first one that you're drinking.
Yeah, I thought you might like it. It's a nice mix of like old school tap badge and.
It looks like a pump clip if you squint, but then if you look at it closely, like that's a really sort of modern, sort of craft beer mascot, and it's cool. It's a nice mashup of heritage, branding, breweryana kind of vibes with like new school graphic design. Very nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
Cloudwater Peaks. Cool.
What are you going to be drinking during today's early session, Bradley? This
is a hint to what we're going to be talking about at some point. So I'm drinking a lager. It is a dark lager, Johnny, but kindly given to me from the kind folks at Budvar. Also at London Craft Beer Festival.
I said GBBF. Because we go to so many festivals and get given so much free beer.
Oh, GBBF. Yeah, sorry. Just another great beer festival with free stuff. So I'm going to be drinking this, Johnny, in a proper...
there you go.
Look at this. Look at the colour of that. Yeah. Right?
Oh, and he's hard pouring.
I'm hard.
You're not going to get the physics out and...
shit.
Because we've received the physics.
We have. Are we telling people this already? We have received the physics. I'm not getting it out, Johnny, because... video's not out, so we don't know how good it is.
That's
yet.
True. We don't know how good the video is either, because it was filmed after doing. Was that our third or fourth shoot of the day? So the physics one got a little bit out of hand. Not gonna lie. But yeah, we'll dig into that closer to time, because I think I've been starting to think we might actually release that in the run up to Christmas. Feels like quite a Christmassy.
Yeah, definitely gadget vibes. Okay,
exactly that.
Sounds good.
So we might have to sit on that one for a little while. And I guess this is a good point to also say, just to let folks know, there will be no upload and there will be no podcast next week, because I will be in Disneyland.
You're going to the land of dreams and hope and uh, Mickey Mouse, and I don't know who else.
Commercialized
Yeah, is there Star Wars stuff
ambition.
at that one you're going to?
I believe so. I think they might have rebranded Space Mountain to be Star Warsy, perhaps. But I'm not going to get to do any of the more adult stuff. I don't think.
You
I'm
can't. Are
very
you
much
shitting
going to
me?
be.
You can't rebrand Space Mountain to be Star Wars, surely.
They're rebranding all their rides. You know, Pirates of the Caribbean got a revamp after the films came out. The hotel where we're staying used to be just like a generic cowboy one. It's now the Toy Story, so it's like a Woody kind of hotel,
That's
which
cool.
I am very excited
That's cool.
about because Toy
That's
Story
pretty
is
good. Yeah.
Toy
Have you
Story
got?
2 is the perfect film.
Have you got like? Are you going to be wearing a Disney shirt, or have you got a Woody outfit that you're going to be wearing?
I've got a cowboy outfit that I'm going to
You
wear
have.
should my daughter request. Yes,
Excellent.
she
Disney
she
adult.
has about 4 versions of the Elsa dress that she's going to be wearing,
Yeah.
or various
Yeah.
Elsa dresses.
My sister loves Disney as well, so she just went on a Disney cruise, Johnny, around. I think it
Oh,
was a
I wouldn't like
4 day
to be locked
cruise.
in. I think I'd feel the
You are
need
locked
to
in.
escape.
You are locked in. You're at a bloody hotel and everything. You're locked in
Yeah, but
just
it's
as
the
much.
suburbs of Paris. We're going to have a day in Paris as
Okay,
well because
you tell
my
yourself
daughter's
that.
favourite thing after Disney and obviously her parents is croissants. So we're going to go on a croissant hunt.
Has she tried mille-feuille? Because they're my favourite thing in Paris.
I'm not putting that amount of sugar into her. I don't think
They
that would end
are.
well.
I don't think I've met one of those in Paris that I didn't love. You know, they talk about it being the city of romance. It fucking is if you like
You found
mille-feuille.
love.
I found love in a mille-feuille place. They are good. Do you like those? Do you like those? They're pretty good. There's not a lot not to like. They're just like custard in like very thin sliver of pastry with icing on top. It's kind of a
great
genius.
with a bombardier, I believe.
Yeah, great with a bombardier. Yeah, a couple of
Yeah.
bombos, mate, and a couple of mille-feuille. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So no upload next week
No.
from either of us, but we're gonna make up for it with a bumper podcast, and of course yesterday's video, which sadly was a day late. I must apologise for that. Essentially, it was one of those videos where you get halfway through the edit and you realise you've made something really quite good, and so I've been putting a lot of effort into making sure that it is as good as it can be, forgetting that I was spending all of yesterday at Baron, which is related to the next announcement we're going to make. So I basically on Tuesday texted Brad and went, I've messed up, Bradley. I thought I had tomorrow to finish this off, and I don't. So, apologies that it went late. I hope you enjoyed it, though, because it is a very special brewery with some very special beer and a very interesting, not even like history, just the story of the building and everything that they've done with it is just utterly mad. And the Unkwamboti beer is just unlike anything I've ever tasted, and I wanted to do it justice. So hopefully I managed that. But before we dig into the video properly and before we dig into beer news, we should make some announcements around the festival, shouldn't we, Bradley?
We should, for sure.
So we're very excited to say that we have now pretty much confirmed all of the breweries, the collaborations, and indeed the beer styles for Love and Beer 2025. And we're going to talk about our collabs for this one, and then we'll announce the other ones further down the line. But we thought we'd announce it now because we're doing. I've done the first brew yesterday, and in 2 weeks' time we're off to Devon to do the next one.
Yeah, man, it's all action packed. Devon, and we're going to be in Devon and Cornwall for a secret project. But yeah.
Not related to the festival, the Cornwall bit. But so to announce the collabs for this year, we will be brewing a bright IPA with Drop Project, which we're digging through the recipe at the moment. We will be brewing a lager, a Czech 12-degree Czech Pilsner with Utopian.
Can we say what the inspiration of that is? Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are we rambling through it? Okay, quick, go on, let's rattle through them.
No, let's tell them.
So I think possibly one of my most memorable beer experiences, and yours as well, is when we went years and years ago to Czech Republic with Evan Rail and Tim. I can't remember Tim's name.
Tim Anderson, Mark Dredge, Jeff Allworth,
TV chef,
Michael Kaiser.
Absolute heavy hitters of the culinary and beery world on a mega tour with Evan Rail, who lives out there. I think he still lives out there.
Mhm.
Journalist, kind of like a romantic guy when it comes to beer in that part of the world. And he took us to Kautsumave. I've probably mispronounced that.
Sumave.
Kautsumave, and we went to this one of the most amazing breweries I've ever been to in the middle of a forest, half blown up by tanks from World War Two. I believe it was like taken over by Soviets. So I had like a huge history. You're looking at me like it wasn't blown up in World War Two.
No, you've said that, and
Yeah,
it might be true. It might be that the communists tore it down. It might
maybe
be, yeah.
there
I'm not
was
quite sure the history of why it was so badly damaged.
parts of walls missing, definitely half the roof missing,
Yeah.
open fermentation, mad mold and like crazy gooey stuff everywhere. Um, but somehow, some of the most amazing beer I've ever drunk in my life, out of huge vessels, stoneware vessels. I seem to remember
So
that
yeah,
we were
stone
like
jugs. Yeah.
clunking together, like absolutely amazing. The best, some of the
Yeah.
best
So
lager I've ever had in my life.
genuinely, yeah, like top five beer experiences and top five beers we've ever had. Their 12 Plato Lager was just phenomenal. We did do a video of it, but sadly it was back in the day when we weren't actually that great at making videos.
Yeah,
So it doesn't really do justice to that place, and sadly it closed down. So you can't, we can't sort of go back and tell the story as it needs to be told. Although Evan Rail did a wonderful book, which is called, I think it's called The Brewery in the Bohemian Forest or something, which is amazing. And we are going to be trying essentially to brew a beer that is half based on the recipes that you can find on the internet, and half based on our own recollections of it, and then with the twist that Utopian. They do make exceptions for collabs, but we've decided not to make an exception here. They brew exclusively with British ingredients. So it's going to be an amazing video because there's so many stories to tell. There's the Katsuka Nasumave story. There's the finding recipes on the internet story. And the recipes are wild. It's triple decoction, 2 hour boil. I think it's the Budvar yeast strain. There's a touch of caramel in there, which people think that most Czech lagers are sort of smash beers, just SARS and Bohemian Bohemian Pilsner malts. But actually, there's some caramel in there, and there is lots of other classic Czech Pilsners. But then we're going to have to do that with English ingredients. So there's going to be Hannah malt, caramel. I think we're going to use the Budvar yeast, but then we're going to use Goldings instead of SARS. It's going to be a fascinating video. I can't wait to get stuck into it.
yeah.
So yeah, we're brewing that in 2 weeks' time, and we'll have a video both about Utopian and a video about the brew. And then we are bringing back Pressure Drop's Full Césure to the festival. So batch 2, which Brad and I got to try last Friday. Massive shout out to everybody that came. Had a good turnout, like 15, 20
Amazing.
people. We did a brewery tour, had some delicious beer, and Full Césure's tasting.
Yeah, it was
Still
tasting
more
great.
bitterness for me, but
That was a super fun evening, and the sort of brewery tour was pretty fun as well because it was like walking up lots of dark stairs onto platforms that were dark with people that were a little bit drunk, and lots of the lights weren't working at certain points, so everyone had their like phones out and their phone torches. And I even made it won't work with this dark lager, but I was walking around with like a lantern like this to sort of light
yeah,
the
did
path
see
for
that. Yeah.
everyone at various points. And I just thought it all added to the charm of the tour. That's such a great brewery. It's amazing the beers that they bang out every week. Did they say there's a new beer every week? Is that what they said? I seem to remember.
I think that's what they aim for. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love Ya. I was drinking Ya yesterday, but Full Césure was tasting brilliant. Like you said, a little bit more bitterness, which hopefully that might round out a little bit. Do we think? I don't know. Does
Oh
it
no, I
round
was
out?
saying the opposite. I want more
Or
bitterness.
more? What? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I said. A little bit more bitterness. Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah. So
that
it won't
might
get more
come.
bitter between now and the festival.
Oh, I see.
Not.
Yeah. 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 I guess so.
Yeah, yeah. I want more of it. But
Oh.
it was tasty. So clean, so much beautiful mosaic character coming out of it. It was absolutely banging. And then the final collaboration that we well, I was going to say we are going to be doing. We've done it. It's done. It's done and
Yeah.
dusted,
Yeah.
except for the dry hop. Okay. Oh, he's showing it. He's showing it, but there's a TBC still on there, Bradley.
There is a TBC still on there. There you go.
So we are also brewing with Baron Brewing. So yesterday I was over there, spent a wonderful day with Jack, brewing a double IPA called Zip Off Shorts, continuing the lower half fashion trend.
Talk to me about zip off shorts, Johnny. Why do they zip off? I've never met a pair of shorts that zip off.
Well, you zip off the bottom of them. So they're trousers that you zip off the bottom of and they become shorts. Yeah.
I get you. That's interesting.
So, yeah, it is. It is. I feel like one of us said it. Well, this is a question I raised with Jack yesterday as well, I think.
I think they're zip off trousers.
I thought it was going to be called zip off trousers, and he said zip off shorts.
Zip off trousers, man. I'm vetoing it. Can I veto it?
No, I think the label's been made.
Fuck. Okay. It doesn't make sense, zip off shorts. But that's a fun story too, Johnny.
It's got us talking. It's got us talking, Bradley. It's good marketing, even if we're wrong.
It is good marketing, yeah.
So it is it's 8% double IPA. It's got Crush, it's got Citra. Wait, I've gone mad. Crush, Strata, Simcoe, Motueka. Whew.
Wow.
Got there in the end. So
8%. Wow.
Yeah. And
Big
the
boy.
IPA board shorts we brewed last time didn't have the Crush in it, and then the one before that didn't have the Motueka. So when we finally come around to doing the Tipper or the Quipper, we'll be adding a hop variety each time.
Because the idea was like the sort of length of the shorts would relate to the sort of strength of the beer, right? As we kind of went along.
Yeah.
Kind of. So there might be jodhpurs at some point that are, like 3/4 length things, and then we might get to trousers at some point, like ankle swingers, maybe.
Could be. Is that the
flares.
technical term for them? An ankle swinger? It sounds like an insult of some description.
An ankle swinger are like what you see all the trendy kids walking. I mean, I go to this Peckham Car boot sale thing every other week, and I'm always amazed by the 90s fashion that's on display. But this weekend when I went, there were lots of guys that just looked like Jarvis Cocker, basically. So I was like, oh, cool. Britpop sort of vibes kind of back. But yeah, it's kind of like ankle swinger trousers, but they were like a little bit wider cut. They weren't drain pipe, but they were certainly brown trousers that were ankle swingers. And I said to Kirsty,
you do you, folks.
I was like, look at that. What do you reckon to those? And she said, who are you to say? Like, I mean, obviously, look what I'm wearing now. I look like an idiot most of the time in what I'm wearing. So, who am I to judge what is fashion? I think I have style, but I don't follow fashion. And there's a difference there.
So you think they have fashion, but not potentially style? Is that what you're saying?
I think they looked. I think these two particular ankle swinger boys looked pretty good. They look pretty stylish, but I was like, they're like handsome 6-foot dudes that are like 20. They could wear whatever they want, and they're going to look pretty good, probably. One of them had loads of tattoos on his arms. I was like, you bastards. I wish I was 20 again and could join in your ankle swinging brigade and cause some trouble.
I don't think you'd suit an ankle swinger. I don't think this would have been the best time for you to be.
Well, I'm not 6 foot tall either. That's what I was like.
That's so true.
These 6 foot tall ankle swingers.
It is easier for tall people to look stylish. I don't quite understand
ill-fitting trousers. Yeah. Well, they're more kind of statuesque, aren't they?
I guess.
I
guess. Well, let's not lament the fact that neither Brad nor I are over 5'10". Let's keep the positive vibes going. So those are the 4 collaborations that we'll be doing, and as everything else is firmed up, we'll be announcing all of the other collaborations, although Brad gave all our video podcasts as a sneak peek there, which I wasn't expecting, because there is a TBC on there.
If you're listening to this, I just totally threw that at Johnny there. If you're listening to this, go and watch it. Give us a like and a subscribe, and you'll get a little, if you pause it at exactly the right time, you'll get a little glimpse of something naughty that you shouldn't have seen. Like an old VHS.
I'm not sure I like where this... Yeah, exactly, yeah. Like the teens used to do. Yeah, so there we go. You can still buy tickets to Love and Beer Festival. We've got about a third of the tickets left. So there'll be a link in the show notes. There'll also be a link to the video we filmed at Kalska Nasu Mave. And I suggest you click both those links along with the what video we made this week, which was at Soul Barrel. Should we dig into the news, Bradley? Because we've got a
Hell
pretty
yeah.
controversial thing we need to talk about, and I'm not
Yeah, can we
talking
do
about
that
the
one?
FT article about how Trump's immigration has affected beer sales. I'm talking about goddamn Gen Zers putting ice in their beer now.
Johnny, I've
As
got ice ready to go to put in my lovely, lovely beer. My complicated, dark, delicious, caramelly, malty malt bomb of a beer. And, well, I'm just going to see if they're onto something or if they're idiots.
Well,
and
they're
I already
clearly
know,
idiots.
I already know from the ankle swingers that they're idiots.
Let's dig into this before you ruin your beer, or maybe as you ruin your beer. Let's keep this moving along. This story comes from a survey done inexplicably by LG, who, just in case you don't know,
Make televisions.
They make TVs and other technology.
I've got an LG TV. It's very good.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so they make good TV, but they do terrible surveys.
It means it used to mean life is good. Sorry, Johnny, I keep interrupting.
Oh, is that right?
LG is life is good. I think it's Korean, and the little logo LG is like a face of someone almost smiling. So it's quite nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they've done this survey, asking the under 35s, I should say. I guess when life is good and you're having a drink, what do you do with it? And it turns out,
make it worse.
Yeah, they try to ruin it. It turns out that 28% of 18 to 35-year-olds put ice in their beer.
I mean, this is a wild statement.
That is probably underestimating it, because it also said that another 10% of them would, but they feel shamed into not doing it.
Shamed by friends, family, people that have come to their senses and are like, what are you doing?
Yeah. In fact, the only statistic that doesn't shock me in how large the number is the fact that only 20% said they had been told off by friends, family, and bar staff. I would have thought 100% of the people doing that would have been shamed.
Well, if they were shamed if they knew it or they didn't know it, but people would have been shooting them some glances, or or thinking, my word, that is a frothy pint of Magners they've got there, because it's acceptable, isn't it, to have ice in your Magners cider and such. But yeah.
Well, let's dig into it, because we'll get to whether it's acceptable. Okay, but I think the first thing we need to point out is the science.
The science, yeah.
Why shouldn't you put ice cubes into beer? And I think you shouldn't really put ice cubes into any carbonated drink, because the first thing that it's going to do is it's going to start to destroy that carbonation. But more importantly, with beer, you put it into a Coke, it will slowly, it creates nucleation points. You get more bubbles. They come out of suspension. They bubble up. Slowly turns your drink flat. More importantly with beer, though, is that it's going to break the head. This is ridiculous, Bradley. It's going to break down the head. It's going to ruin your head stability. In it goes. Look,
if anything, Johnny, it's created a bit of head right there.
Well, of course, that's all your carbonation coming out of the beer. It's flattening your beer.
These are huge. I'm going to just put all four of them in just to try and speed
the bigger the ice cube, the better, to be fair. That's going to be fewer nucleation points.
I've got a giant head if anyone's ever met me in person. So this is big. This is golf ball sized at least. So 4 golf balls.
Bigger than a golf ball.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Depends what golf ball you're using, I suppose. They're all pretty similar size, aren't they?
Standard size.
Yeah.
So
it looks great, Johnny. Look at that. It looks like I'm drinking an iced tea. Yeah.
It does a bit. Yeah, it looks a bit more wholesome. The other thing to note is obviously that as the ice starts to melt, it will water down the beer.
Yeah.
And as many of these, it's just horrifying to watch as Bradley's doing this. The
science, Johnny.
The thing to note is that when you've got 4, 5, 6% ABV, watering something down is going to ruin the flavor, right? They talk about, some people put ice cubes in red wine, obviously in white wine, obviously in spritzers and things. That's okay, because carbonation, head are not the most vital things, and
no,
it's harder to water it down when it's at a much higher
Yeah.
ABV. But with beer,
Yeah.
you can really completely, if not ruin, completely change a beer's character by adding. Now, to try and, I mean, firstly, where's your head at? That's gone. Head's gone. How's the carbonation level in the drink now?
There's zero carbonation at this point.
Right. So instantly, you've destroyed the texture of the beer.
All I'm tasting now is the malt. So all of the like kind of dark, rich, roasty, toasty complexity that you get in it. And it's a nice beer. The dark lager from Budvar, the reserve stuff is. Oh no, it's not reserve. Sorry, I thought it was the reserver, but it's not. It's very, very nice beer. I do enjoy it. It's a rich dark beer. As I said, all I'm getting now is malt. It's flat malt. So it's I don't know what super malt tastes like, but I'm imagining it tastes like this.
Well, that's carbonated, mate. So it's got one thing over your drink. This is, I'm horrified to hear it. But this is what people must be drinking, and they must not mind. Surely,
it's really cold,
that...
Johnny. It's really cold. I love how cold it is, though, but it tastes terrible.
And this is the other thing to note, that even there may be no beer is brewed with the intention of putting ice into it. So there's ways you could combat some of those issues I've talked about, but nobody's making that beer. So it's not designed to have ice in it, so you shouldn't put ice in it. But the millennials, sorry, not the millennials, no, we've got
Zedders.
I recently read that we drink more alcohol than any generation
ever,
which I'm not sure is true because I
don't know how.
I've met my parents. But yeah, so this is what the Gen Zers are doing, and I presume they're doing it to crappy beer. It's the kind of thing you put a top into to improve it. And I don't think we should be judging or shaming anybody, which is getting to whether it's acceptable or not. But just explaining to them, you've made a worse thing there. You've taken a thing that might have been bad already, but you've made it truly abominable.
And that's the same with a lot of the fashion that they're into. They've taken a bad thing, they've made it worse. 90s, leave it in the 90s. But Johnny, honestly,
why can't we get new people into craft beer? Maybe it's because two bearded white dudes are judging everything about young people in a podcast.
Well, no, I like him. I like being around cool, interesting people. It keeps you young, doesn't it? If you're around interesting young people that have got different ideas. You feel young around me.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, you are younger than me, so yeah, I do. And
I'm nearly. It says under 35s. I'm 38, so I'm only 3 years. My wife falls into this bracket. She's not putting ice in her beers.
Thank God. That would be a grounds for divorce, I would say.
It could be. Yeah, it's probably not on the form, but there might be other reasons where I could put it. Yeah.
Can I just add how much this has nuked the flavour? Like, there's no flavour now. I'm not even getting maltiness.
It's like you're just drinking water.
It tastes like water. It tastes like I'm drinking water that you shouldn't be drinking because it's that colour. I'm not getting
a lot. Is it a good hair
of
the dog solution? What you just made is alcohol that doesn't taste of alcohol.
There doesn't taste of alcohol. There's a little bit of caramel, but there's like basically nothing left. And being a guy that has recently reviewed a Japanese beer slushy machine that puts a slush on the top of a beer, that does something quite different to this, because it almost insulates the flavour of the beer below it, and it brings like a sort of textural thing, which is wonderful. And you keep the carbonation below, but this just kills all flavour, all carbonation. It makes it incredibly cold, which is also another reason why I probably can't taste it, because it's so damn cold.
Yeah, so it's not just like the physiological effect, it's also just the pure temperature of it has
freezing.
Ruined any potential for enjoyment as well.
It's totally frigid. It's really, really cold. And it's lacking any fizz or flavour at this point. It's a double thumbs down from me. It's a crispy boy rating of 0 crispy boys out of 5. Terrible idea. Apparently it came from French TikTok or something. They do this in France.
Yeah, apparently in South France they do it, and also in Thailand they do it. Which I could understand in somewhere as warm and wet as Thailand.
Yeah.
But I think if you're going to do it, you need to, kind of snit style. You've got to neck it real quick.
real
It's
quick.
ice goes in straight
We're
down.
talking 10 seconds quick, Johnny, because that flavor was
Yeah,
dead. Dead.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly that.
Anyway, for
Um,
science, I'll drink again once more to science, Johnny.
I just want to say I want to finish on a positive note with this particular news story because the next one's very negative. That 44% of those surveyed said that they regard those who do it as uneducated. And given what we've just talked about, it is quite hard to argue with that phrase.
Yes. Yes.
But
Judge,
hopefully now
it's
they are educated because I'm sure most of our listeners are under 35.
I'm sure mate, I'm really hoping none of our listeners are putting ice in their beers at this point. Because if
I
you're
think
listening to us on the reg and you're putting ice in your beer, you got bigger problems.
bigger problems than being a CBC subscriber, yeah.
You got bigger problems than wasting an hour of your life with this nonsense. Stop putting ice in your beer.
Yeah. Everyone stop putting your ice in your beer. You're ruining the beer and you're ruining everybody's lives and you're giving middle-aged guys content for podcasts, which is the true crime here.
You're making them sweat as well. They're sat at their table eating their peanuts in peace, and you're walking past with your jingly jangly glassware full of ice cubes,
And you're on show ankles.
and you're on show ankles, and there's no head on your beer. Maybe you asked to have no head on your beer all the way to the top. Iceman pour. Maybe this is what the Iceman pour is. The ultimate Iceman pour is like just fucking load it up with ice.
Yeah, and then you
top.
get no head just as a side effect. So it is the ultimate Iceman pour.
Yeah.
There you go. Right. So that is that's alienated anybody new to this podcast. And now let's talk about how Donald Trump has alienated just about every immigrant to the US, whether they've come through recognized routes or not. And this is an interesting story because this, I think, is almost like the inverse of my book, The Meaning of Beer. So The Meaning of Beer was all about how beer had influenced society. This story is a bit how like society, the way society changes constantly shapes the beer industry. So you may think that Trump's utterly incomprehensible and immoral crackdown on US immigrants wouldn't affect beer sales. But it has in a genuinely huge way, wiping 8% off the share price of Constellation Brands, who have the rights for distribution to the biggest beer in America, which is actually Modelo. So, 8% off the share price of Modelo on the New York Stock Exchange, based off of the fact that sales had slumped by basically 200 million.
Wow.
It's not a small figure, is it?
Wow. 200 million, like, little beautiful glass bottles of Modelo or Modelitos.
I don't think they sell the Modelitos in huge quantity in the States. I think that's mostly in Mexico.
What?
These little neck 'em quicks. Shout out to the Mexicans that we met at Pressure Drop who were telling us all about the Modelito. Because you'd heard tell and you didn't know whether to believe it or not, and it was confirmed.
I sent you a beautiful song, which is not appropriate to play right now, but it's a man who is an X Games winning skier singing a song about tiny little Modelito bottles of beer to almost like a raggaton beat. It's a beautiful thing, but it's too upbeat for this news, Johnny. It's too upbeat.
It is. We'll find a time for the Modelito song. Maybe when we go to Mexico.
I'd love that.
The craft beer scene there.
Me and you skipping along a sandy beach to a Modelito.
Hand in hand, Modelitos in the other.
Yeah, exactly. Love it.
So this is the news that essentially sales of Modelo has fallen off a cliff, quite a small cliff, but a cliff. As a result, and this is literally what the FT is reporting, saying that it is, well, so the exact phrase they use is, the tough conditions for Hispanic consumers raises questions about the broader impact of on businesses of the Trump administration's crackdown on immigration. So the company itself, Constellation, have said that it is a drop in demand among Hispanic people in America, which quite logically leads to the fact that you would imagine that the Hispanic community must be having a horrible time right now in terms of, getting jobs, sustaining employment, particularly if you're in sort of the gig economy. It must be much harder. You must be, a lot less confident to go out to bars, to go out to restaurants, to go out even to the
Yeah.
supermarket as a result of the fact that there are, random raids. There are people reporting on you, even if you're fourth, fifth generation in the country. Nobody can surely feel safe there. And, obviously there are significantly bigger worries than whether these people are enjoying a beer or whether the companies that make these beers are making a profit. But it just goes to show, I think it's a really clear indication of how immigration policy isn't just about the people that you boot out. It's about all the people that suddenly fear for the fact they'll be booted out or fear for their safety on the street because of fucking racists that will assume they are not here under, legal means. And to anybody that thinks that beer isn't necessarily an important product or doesn't have anything of cultural significance to say, this is a prime example of where it does, where it is a tangible example of how people's lives are being damaged by the way that Trump is running his country. And it's him and his weird advisors running it, not Congress or the House of Representatives. It's terrifying to look at from the outside and must be even more terrifying from the inside. So I wanted to raise that because it's interesting, but it's also important to say where CBC stands on this kind of stuff. And it makes me genuinely not want to go to America or to really cover American beer because there's all this talk about boycotting other nations. America is headed that direction, make no mistake.
I was out there last November. I was in California. I went to Los Angeles for the first time. Never been to Los Angeles, and San Francisco for about the fifth or sixth time because I love San Francisco. And both places are like massively touched by the Hispanic community. Like the Mission District in San Francisco, incredible food, like amazing vibes. I used to stay there, but I can't afford to stay there anymore because it's too expensive. It's been very gentrified, but that's my favorite bit of San Fran Mission District. Fantastic food, fantastic vibes, great bars. And then Los Angeles is just like incredible for, kind of Mexican, Hispanic food. There's like a sort of culture of food carts everywhere. They're all over the place on street corners. And it's bloody hot, and they've all got like nice crispy cold beers, and it's just the vibe was excellent. I loved it. So I do love America. I think it's my favorite destination to go and explore. Mainly because they speak English, obviously, Johnny, and I'm quite lazy, but mostly also because it is a land of possibility. And I've grown up in the 80s where you looked at films and it was all in America, and it sort of like still holds a wonder to me like no other place, maybe apart from Japan, where I would really like to go as well. But it just hurts me to think that people are kind of maybe getting victimized or whatever. Like it's a really
people that built this fucking American culture that we've adored for so long.
It's a dicey thing, but I do love America though, so. Cheers, and just come together. That's all I would say. Just
maybe that's it. Yeah. Maybe that's what they're doing wrong, Bradley. Maybe this
drink
is the moment.
Drink some beers together. Yeah,
with no ice cubes.
We haven't got any answers. The only answer I know is, Johnny, no ice cubes in the beers that you're going to drink together.
Yeah, go for a beer with somebody who you disagree with politically. Find some common ground, and that common ground may well be whether ice cubes do or don't belong in beer. Because no shame if you do. Some shame.
This is the great thing about pubs as well, right? It's like those interactions you have with like random people in pubs. Not like mean spirited, but like people are, once they've had a few beers, they're a little bit more open to different people's way of thinking. I think we've talked about this before, that some ancient cultures used to debate a topic when they were totally stone cold sober, and then again when they were drunk, and they'd come at it.
I think that's what happens at Parliament with all the bars.
Yeah, Yeah, you
I mean,
come at it.
it's
If it makes sense when you're drunk and when you're sober, then it's probably a good idea. And if you
yeah,
can pick it apart in either way, then it's probably not a good idea.
it's a
Maybe.
dangerous precedent, but I like it. There's worse precedents out there
Yeah.
in the world that have been adopted by the
I think it
mainstream.
might
Let's
have
try
been
for
the
this one.
ancient Greeks that started this. I can't quite remember. We have talked about this on the pod before, but I've lost my
Yeah, I can't remember which. I mean,
memory, my
we maybe it was when
faculties.
we covered the research that was being done into complexity of ancient civilizations and whether they had
Mm.
alcohol,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah,
which sort
yeah,
of
yeah.
proved a very positive correlation. So it could be to do that. I mean, the craft beer channel and both of my last books have been predicated on the idea that alcohol brings us together and gives us the ability to talk about things we
Yeah,
wouldn't otherwise,
100%.
and connects elements of culture that we never even really think about, which this FT story is
Mm.
another example of. And yeah, good communication across the lines is important because otherwise you get polarization, and that's what's happening in many countries, including the UK at the moment. So yeah, have a beer without ice cubes with people you love, and indeed people who you think you don't, but maybe you would.
Mm. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, to this week's video. So this week's video was an amazing, amazing brewery called Soul Barrel, who are out in wine country, just beyond Stellenbosch, out to the sort of the east, slightly northeast of Cape Town. Which this is the last video from this series, which I'm genuinely sad about because I'm sad I'm not going to see, the penguins and the baboon every time I edit, and Rory from iGear's slow-mo smile as he carries some pipes. So I feel like finally I'm leaving Cape Town for good, and that is genuinely an emotional thing. I had such a wonderful time there. I met some really wonderful people, and obviously drank some great beer. But all of our trips, it's usually the people that you remember, unless something really incredible happens with the beer. And already I'm in talks with them about how we can get back. We may, if you freeze frame Brad's phone where he was showing that poster, you may see that one of the breweries in those 4 documentaries is collaborating with a brewery in the UK for the festival. So I'm excited that you guys will get to taste something that has some of their DNA in it. But Soul Barrel, both the video is the best video I made there, which is a surprise given how hungover I was when I was there. But it's also just the most incredible space that I've ever been to. And I know we probably say that quite a bit on the Craft Beer channel. But, this is a 120-year-old wine cooperative where they've literally started fermenting beer in the giant concrete cubes that the wine was once made in. They are using some of these cubes as cool ships, as malting rooms. They are producing beer using local grapes, using local barrels, using local traditional beer styles like umkumboti, and they are doing it exceptionally well as producing really quite excellent, IPAs, stouts, mostly sort of session strength, real champions of South African hops, which is not as big a thing over there as I thought it would be, and it needs champions to take it on down there. So, just a brewery unlike anywhere else I have ever been, and as a result, I don't think I did anything special in terms of making the video great. It was just the story that I got to tell. And the people that I got to speak to just made it truly unlike anything else. So I really hope this one does well. We knew these videos would be quite niche, but hopefully this one will get people excited. So that's why I sort of really pushed he won Best Beer in Africa to try and be like, this is so worth watching. And the beer, so we drank that beer in the tasting. My favourite was not actually the one that won. It was the Pinotage aged wild ale, which was just raspberries and roses. It just smelled absolutely incredible. So yeah, if I've inspired you to go to Cape Town, which I hope I have, do not look at that. It's about a 45-minute drive. Don't look at that and go, oh no, it's a long way. Like that. If you had to go somewhere, I'd probably say go to Soul Barrel. Sorry, if you had to go to one place, I'd possibly say go to Soul Barrel, because I think that will speak most to beer in Africa. But obviously the other 3 are incredible world-class breweries as well. So, yeah, as I say at the end of the video, I think Cape Town has the potential to be one of the most exciting craft beer scenes in the world. It's got everything that it would need other than an audience, like we talked about last week with, the real struggles of affordability. But yeah, we will be back. I will take you, Bradley, and we'll see all these amazing things that I saw.
Love to go.
Yeah, it would be a truly amazing trip to go back in a couple of years and see what's happened. Yeah, and that's all we've got time for this week. It's a bit weird to finish with the video so quickly, but there was so much to say about ice cubes. That just took all of our time. So like I say, there will be no upload next week, either podcast or main video, but we will be back the week after with a Under the Radar, which is I've nearly finished editing that one, so it should happen, even though we will be in... Wait, where will we be next Wednesday? We'll be in Devon by that point in 2 weeks' time on Wednesday.
Yeah. 2 weeks' time, yeah.
We are actually, if you do live in the Southwest or anywhere near Exeter, we are co-hosting an Oktoberfest event with Utopian on that Wednesday night. So if you're looking for something to do, dig out the details for that. I assume I think it's at Arcadia, which is the Utopian bar in the centre of Exeter. We'll be tasting some delicious beer from them and some classics from Germany, and talking about the history of Oktoberfest as well. So yeah, if you live in Exeter, come to that. Otherwise, we'll see you at the Beer Merchant for Rivington Under the Radar. Bradley,
and just to say, Johnny, I'm going to be in Folkestone this Saturday at the Folkestone Tap Takeover. If anyone is there and fancies coming and saying hi, please do. You can meet my oldest friends in the world. One of them I've known since I was 5 years old. So please come say hi. I'll be all around Folkestone, and I think we might go to Canterbury at some point as well. I was drinking with Tim from Flock yesterday in his new pub in Margate as well, the Last Light. So if you're in Margate, go check out the Last Light. It's an amazing little pub. Lots of great beers on, and yeah, always come and say hi if you see us out and about. We love it. It's great.
Always up for a chat. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so maybe see you in Exeter or in Folkestone or in Disneyland if you're about.
Oh, if you're in Disneyland and you're a sad dad as well that's trying to get a pint or something in a Disneyland restaurant.
We're packing wine to drink in the hotel room at the end.
Are you? Wow.
I don't want alcohol during the day. I need my wits about me. Indeed,
you do. Yeah. It's mate, you're gonna have the best time. Honestly,
I will.
Most magical place on earth. Yeah, no, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll tell you all about it in a podcast in 2 weeks' time. We're trying to stop, but we went to a brewery. What was it called? Three Brothers or Three Sisters or something when we were in Clearwater that brewed for Disney in America. Three Daughters. That's it. Yeah. Three Daughters. So we've had a run-in before with beers for Disney. So that's interesting. They're not going to have that there, but they'll I don't think there'll be a craft beer. It'll probably be something terrible. It'll probably be Brewdog or something.
Maybe.
But like I say, I'll be drinking French wine and trying to get to sleep after the most overstimulating 5 days of my life.
Eat a milfoil, Johnny, when you go to bed. That will really help you sleep.
Okay, bit of custard. The sugar rush. Yeah, cool. All right. Love and beer, folks. We'll see you in 2 weeks. The Bubble and Friday 5pm podcasts are brought to you by the nerds behind YouTube's craft beer channel. You can watch over 400 mini documentaries at youtube.com/the craft beer channel. And if you love what we do, support us via Patreon and get access to merchandise and our amazing Discord forum, a positive and welcoming space for everyone who loves beer, food and homebrewing. Love and beer.